How many of you all have ever had a 1-hour layover? So during this 1-hour layover, it's hard to sit down and get a formal meal. It's hard to pull out your computer to do any work. It's hard to take a nap. So what do most people turn to? Social media. So this is exactly what Justine did during her layover from London to South Africa. She turned to social media to entertain her. First, she tweeted about the guy in first class who decided not to wear deodorant, highlighting, did he not have enough money to buy deodorant? She got no responses. Next, she tweeted about the cucumber sandwich and how cold it was for her sensitive teeth. No responses. So she took to social media one more time. With her 170 followers, she tweeted, "Going to Africa, hope I don't get AIDS. Just kidding, I'm white." She had 30 minutes left of her layover. She sporadically checked and no responses. She wasn't too surprised given the fact that she only had 170 followers. She boarded her plane for her 11-hour flight to South Africa, and when she landed, things were drastically different. She landed to people tweeting about the fact that, oh, this is gonna be bad when she lands. She landed to people tweeting about, oh, you're getting fired. She landed to people tweeting, even companies, about using this as marketing materials. Next time you get on a plane, make sure that you have go-go Wi-Fi so you can check social media more often. Justine was a senior director of corporate communications. So you all may be thinking, this can't happen to you, but it happened to her. This is showing over time how Justine was searched on Google. Overnight, her life was changed, and she was fired from her dream job. So today, we're gonna talk to you about how one post can impact your life, how one post can ruin your life, how one post can make your life. And first, Chris is gonna talk about how one post can impact your life.
So what do we actually mean by one post can impact your life, and why should you care going into the workplace? We're going to go through a few stats from a Career Builder survey with over 2,000 current active hiring managers in the US. So to kick us off, more than half of hiring managers have found social media red flags as a reason to not extend you a job offer. So while you're focusing on your resume, your cover letter, maybe that elusive personal recommendation, maybe your social media is hiding in the background and putting you in some hot water. Let's say you make it through that gauntlet, you've dodged all the bullets, you've got the job. Congratulations. Are you safe? Afraid not. Again, more than half of firms are using social media to research current employees. But what does that actually mean? Well, social media can take many forms. It's a pretty loose term. You may be thinking of your Instagram, your Facebook, of course, but think more that Medium blog post you liked, that comment you made on a podcast, or your LinkedIn profile. Social media can take many forms, and they can all affect you. But again, maybe you're thinking, so what? My job's 9 to 5. Does it matter what I'm doing at the weekend, what I'm posting? Surely it's a free country. Well, true, but more than a third of employers have disciplined or fired someone because of current social media activity. And these are not big celebrity showcase moments. These are everyday people doing everyday things that you may be shocked that have got them in trouble. And Chim will walk you through some examples. So you may be thinking now, honestly, Chris, I don't even like social media. Should I just delete everything? It's a nice idea, but unfortunately, the worst number of all is 57% of firms actually find it worse if you're invisible. I know. So what should I do? Well, honestly, before we get into the solutions, right now, just think these are not small numbers. Clearly, your current employers, potential employers, are very well versed in social media, and they certainly use it to evaluate you in the hiring process, in your quarterly reviews, and you could even be fired for it. So right now, Chin is going to walk us through some examples of how one post can truly ruin your career.
Now you may be wondering, okay, so I have to maintain a social media presence so that I'm not invisible. But this is just so risky. What are some of the red flags that I should avoid? I don't want to end up as one of the 34% who got fired or who got disciplined because of some social media red flags. What are the things that I should look out for? So here I'm going to give you 2 real-life examples that will hopefully set you thinking. Here is an example of a picture posted by a social media user that got her fired. Can anyone guess why?
Drinking?
Right, okay, so there's actually no breaking of the law. There's nothing clearly out of place, except for this little detail over here. So the social media user had been to a cocktail party celebrating the closure of a major deal with a new client. The cocktail party was being held at the premises of the new client, and that's its logo that you can see out there. And then she posted a picture on social media. But she posted it before the deal was meant to be announced. In so doing, she breached confidentiality clauses and she got fired as a result. The big takeaway here is that you've got to be hyper aware of everything that you're posting. Check and recheck your post, especially pictures. Make sure that everything in the foreground and the background are all appropriate before you hit that post button. Next example. This is Sheriff B.J. Roberts from Hampton, Virginia. In 2009, he fired a man named Bobby Bland and 4 of his co-workers from the Sheriff's Department. Why? Because in 2009, when he was standing for re-election, the 5 of them went to like the Facebook page of this man here, Mr. Jim Davis, who was his main rival during the election campaign. So it turns out Mr. Roberts won the election, and he promptly fired the 5 of them, citing budgetary constraints, dissatisfactory work performance, and a general lack of harmony and efficiency in the Sheriff's Department. So while you may not agree with what Mr. Roberts has done, the bigger takeaway here is that you make statements with your likes. In the social media space, any activity that you perform can and will be construed as your personal statements of position, and they can affect your career. So if your company or your prospective company are cautious, they are likely to have drawn up detailed social media guidelines to tell employees what they should or should not do on social media. So be sure to look up those guidelines and whether your company has them. And above all, remember that you make statements with your likes. But it is not all gloom and doom. I will now hand over to Haley, who will talk about how one post can also make your career.
So I will also share 2 examples of how a post can make your career. How many people know who this is? Yet not many people know that he was discovered on social media. In 2007, Justin Bieber took and shared one of his covers to another artist on YouTube. His manager was scrolling through YouTube, looking at different videos, and came across this video. He was so impressed with Justin's voice. He spent the rest of the day going through the rest of the content that Justin had shared on YouTube and fell in love. He quickly set up a meeting between Justin Bieber and Usher, and the rest was history. This is to highlight the fact that sharing your interests and your passions on social media can help make a career that you're not even trying to have yet. You never know who your audience is and who is out there looking for a new opportunity for you. However, if you're thinking, I don't have any artistic talents or something that I can showcase on social media, there's other ways to also make your career. Suzanne had followed a VP of a large company multiple years ago. She started liking some of the posts that he made, responding to his interactions, really interesting in his company and the strategies that he was putting in place. This one tweet set her off on a completely new trajectory. He had just mentioned the fact that he had started yammering on a social media platform. However, while everyone else was praising the fact of him taking this new step, she made the interesting comment of, she's tried this before and not everyone yams. He was interested in how honest she was and started to look more into her background. He looked through her social media tweets and saw that she was really good at bringing community together. He offered her a job as Director of Community Engagement, and the rest was history. This highlights that even if it's not content that you're creating, but just responding to other people's content that you're passionate about, can highlight opportunities to get involved in a career that you otherwise would not have dreamed of. So now Chris is going to highlight some of the takeaways.
So as Haley and Chin pass out our handout, in which you'll see 5 key takeaways as long as a social media checklist, which we'll encourage you to use this Thanksgiving to scrub. So make sure everything online is relevant and how you want to be seen. But the key takeaways: 1, have a social media presence. As we've discussed, being invisible is not a solution here. 2, be hyper aware of everything you post. Even the smallest background detail can really make or break. Number 3, you really make statements with your likes. It's important to be intentional about everything you like and share online. Number 4, post content that really showcases your talents. You'd be surprised how far this can take you. And number 5, simply strike up conversations about your interests. You really have no idea where they could lead. So remember, one post can impact your career, one post can make your career, and one post can ruin your career. We're now open for questions.